Good morning. Just wanted to quick talk about the situation that's going on between the WNBA and the press, the media. So basically, you got journalists, you've got people of members of the press, members of the media calling the WNBA and specifically the Players Union unprofessional. Well, let's talk about what happened. So first things first, Caitlin Clark took the Indiana Fever to the playoffs, but they lost in the first round. They lost to Connecticut Sun. The Connecticut Sun. Uh, so game one of the matchup between the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever, Dejanay Carrington goes for the ball, winds up hitting Caitlin Clark in the face, in the eye, and some people are losing their minds. Of course, if you followed the season this season at all, you've realized that anytime something happened involving Caitlin Clark, there were some people losing their minds. Uh, there were some people calling for assault charges to be filed, and it reminds you of that Boondocks episode where Uncle Ruckus is the ref. Uh, what's it? He says if you look at the okay, he says if you look at the white girl, it's a foul. if you if you if you talk to the white girl, it's a technical foul. If you touch if you touch the white girl, it's a lynching. That's what this season of WNBA was like because of some of the new fans. I'm using air quotes, but then you've got some of those people who also appear to have press credentials, and this was the narrative that they were running with as well. Anything that happened to Caitlin Clark was something that charges need to be brought up. So here's what happened. So after the foul, Caitlin Clark gets fouled. She hurts her eye. In fact, she gets a black eye. So her eye is a little bruised. They wind up the Fever lose the game. The Connecticut Sun win the game. And after the game, Christine Brennan asked Dejanay Carrington some questions. Now, I first came across this story because Christine Brennan actually posted her the questions she asked Dejanay Carrington. She posted these on the on Twitter. She's like, okay, so yeah, I asked. These are the questions I asked Dejanay Carrington. So now, after I read it and after I watched the interview, I'm like, man, I wonder who asked these questions. And then I looked again and realized that it was the person that had asked the questions had actually posted it. And I was saying to myself, based on what I had seen, like why would you why would you admit asking these stupid questions that you asked? So let me tell you what she asked. So she asked Dejanay Carrington, first of all, uh, did she intentionally hit did she intentionally hit Caitlin Clark in the eye? I mean, I just want you to think about this for a second. A so-called journalist asked a professional athlete if they intentionally hit another player in the eye during the game. Let's say you're dealing with a dirty player, a player who actually does this, right? Why, why would they say, yeah, I did that on purpose? Yeah, I mentioned that that was funny, right? Why would they say that? Like, well, but okay, she asked the question. Dejanay Carrington says, no, I didn't. Like, and she, the first her first instinct is to look at her like she's ridiculous because Christine Brennan is ridiculous. And like, no, like what? Why would I even do it? I don't do that. I don't. I would not intentionally hit somebody in the eye. I was going. It was a play for the ball. If you look at the play, it was clearly a play for the ball. And then I accidentally followed through, and I hit her. And I wouldn't even do that. I don't do that. I wouldn't intentionally injure another player. So then Christine Brennan then says, "Well, um, you were caught later on in the game. Uh, you and Marina Mabry were caught laughing about the injury to Caitlin Clark." And so she goes, "Wait a minute, I just." By the way, I think I did omit something. She, in addition to saying she didn't do it intentionally, she said she didn't even realize she had hit her initially. So she's like, "I just told you, I didn't even know I did it. Why would I be laughing about it later?" But you need to understand what happened. This, what happened was 3 quarters. The injury happened in the first quarter. The moment that Christine Brennan is talking about, that Dejanay and Marina Mabry are laughing, is 3 quarters later. 3 quarters later, this journalist is claiming that they're laughing about an injury from the first quarter. And let me tell you why she says that she thinks that they're laughing at the injury. Because Marina Mabry is doing this. If you know anything about basketball, you'd be like, wait a minute, are they serious? Are you for real? Like, how do you even call yourself a sports journalist at that point if you don't recognize what that is? If you've never seen that before, that means you don't cover basketball, you don't watch basketball, you don't know basketball, you don't care about basketball. So please, just go someplace else. That's what you need to do. And if you're wondering, yes, immediately prior to them to Marina Mabry and them doing that, they hit a three. They hit a big three in the game, and then this is what happens. Yes, because that's that Melo popularized. In fact, I just found out that who was it? Was it Shumpert was talking about it? That Rasheed Wallace was actually the one that did it first, and then Melo started doing it, and it just caught fire. But yeah, this that's like that was like Melo's signature. He hits the three. He This is his celebration. So Marina Mabry and Dejanay Carrington are doing that, and these idiots are claiming that they're celebrating Caitlin Clark getting hit in the eye. But what's worse than that is the way people keep doubling down and gaslighting, including this stupid moron. So there's a bunch of journalists that came on and were saying, oh, we support her, blah, blah, blah. But Keith Olbermann, the scumbag that he is, the moron that he is, the idiot that he is, calls the WNBA unprofessional and says, oh, you owe your existence to Christine Brennan. He's an absolute clown. Absolute clown that Keith Olbermann is. Absolute sorry excuse for a sports journalist that Christine Brennan has got to be, to see this and claim that this has anything. So what I did was I posted on Twitter that Christine Brennan needed to ask Melo why he was celebrating Caitlin's injury years before it happened. Because that's the level of stupidity we're dealing with here. The level of gaslighting when people who have an agenda are just coming to push their agenda, regardless of common sense, facts, evidence, or just any sense of reality. But we're at the point where uh, you've got, like I said, you got Christine Brennan. Every time somebody says, "Oh yeah, she's a great journalist," she retweets them and says, "Thank you." And then you got the scumbag Keith Olbermann, um, doubling down the gaslighting. Like you're clearly you're absolutely unequivocally full of shit. Like you either you don't know what you're talking about, or you know what you're talking about, and you're just operating in horrible faith, and you're just the utmost of scumbags. But that's where we're at, where we have so-called journalists, so-called sports media attacking the WNBA for calling out stupidity, dumb questions. And can we get to where you're going? Where you have these so-called sports journalists and so-called media. Of course, there's got to be another one. What's up, Ken? Morning. I swear they're doing this just to get on my nerves. I swear somebody started a fire just to mess up my life. But it's ridiculous because they know that there was no way that their laughing had anything to do with Caitlin Clark, but they've got an agenda to push. I just wanted to come out here briefly this morning, touch on that. Thanks for tuning in. Um, have a great day, everyone. And I'll see you later. Later, Kent.